sound speeds. And today we're going to do yet another reaction video. But instead of me going to YouTube and doing some sort of a reaction video from a YouTube video, I'm going to go to Facebook instead. Well, actually, these are videos that I have saved from Facebook over the years, and I don't know what they are. I just named them something like boom related or sound related of some sort. And I have a big folder, and all I did was did a keyword search for boom and then pull those into one folder, and those are the ones we're going to be reacting to in this video. I don't know what they are or why I saved them, but these are the ones boom related, so we're going to react to them, and they hopefully are going to be pretty good. Oh no, we're shooting at the ocean. So it's obviously going to be a wave. Yep, there comes a big wave. Big wave. Oh! Well, he saved the boom in the transmitter. I guess that's a good thing. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when you're shooting at an ocean and you're watching a video of people shooting at the ocean? I mean, hey, you're going to have to run the risk of having something happen to your gear. Salt water is not fun to get out of it, and sand sucks to get out of electronics as well. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it summarized.
So, you still love me?
Oh, let me pause for a second. This is one of the videos that Deity has put on their social media. You can tell by the D in the upper right left-hand corner. What they do is they pull videos from different sources, and sometimes they'll do their own take on it. They'll do a history lesson, something like that. They haven't done that a lot lately. I wish they would go back to doing it because it was always really cool. But this is one that they did, and I don't remember what the context is, but there's a boom entering the shot. So I'm sure it's about to be revealed very quickly. But in the meantime, this is a video that Deity actually released on Facebook at some point in time.
Right, stop. Whoa, wait, what's going on? I'm just filling in till Pete gets back from lunch.
Okay. Yeah, who's right? Ow, hey, ouch.
Okay, Betty White sucks as a boom operator, but she's a wonderful person. I worked with her a few years ago, actually about 10 years ago, on a movie called The Lost Valentine, and she was just amazing to work with, and I'm glad I had the opportunity before she passed. But this is a video that's kind of funny for a few different reasons. Number one is that the crew would all go to lunch at the same time, so Pete, the boom operator she's covering for, wouldn't have stepped out to lunch. He might have stepped out for some reason to take a phone call, to go to the restroom, something like that. But why would you give Betty White the boom? I mean, it's funny, so okay, it's funny. So we're going to see a boom operator in action in this video. Okay, so there is a camera operator up there, and I don't know what his shot is. He doesn't have a monitor-facing camera or something like that. Boom operator is going high enough to catch one actor, then he's going in kind of tight to another person. He might be playing different heights because, you know, the idea behind a boom operator is that what you'll do is you'll try to play everyone relatively even if you're swinging the room like this. So someone that's louder, you might get a little bit farther away than someone who's quieter, who you're going to dig in on. But I don't know what the shot is that he's getting because this doesn't seem like a very wide well, I say that, and he's backing up right now. The camera operator is backing up, and you can't really see on that monitor because the resolution of Facebook videos is really low. But he does seem to be playing a little bit higher now than he was before, and he seems to be playing everyone in the room. So that shows that he has a good understanding of what the scene's, you know, dialogue is, which is essential if you're a boom operator. Now, there's the guy that's talking closest to the camera right now. I don't know why he's swinging the entire room, because he's digging in too low, I think, on some people if it was a wide shot, because like that guy who was in the foreground, he kind of came in low enough where it would be below the guy in the back's headroom. So I don't know what this shot is that he's covering exactly. What the boom... Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh! Wow, he's actually pretty good. He's cueing all over the place. He's keeping the boom up really high, out of the potential shot, and he's cueing back and forth, so he knows the dialogue really well. These kinds of videos on YouTube, this is why I saved this video, because he actually, see how quick he's digging in there? He dug really close to that guy who was obviously talking quiet. I didn't even hear. But I like videos like this because it actually shows good technique and that someone actually out there knows what they're doing when they post a video. Now, this is a video from a foreign language. But if you just watch, he's very graceful with his moves in and out. He's using his arms to fine-tune the movement, but he's also using his legs. That's one of the things that I really like about booming, is your legs will do the big moves for you, and you fine-tune and finesse the movements that you're doing with your hands. So I don't really have to know what he's covering. the camera operator is covering with regards to the actual scene itself, because you can basically assume that the dialogue is being carried by the boom operator. And that's what's really cool, is this boom operator knew what he was getting and he went directly to it. And from the sound of it, I mean, I don't know what they were covering on camera, but it looked like he was covering a good part of the dialogue, if not all of it. So I'd say that was a really fun video to watch. It was really good. He seemed like a very smooth boom operator. I mean, I'd love to hear the tracks, but that's pretty much anybody who's, booming. I like to hear their tracks. But I mean, he looked good. That was a good one. All right, we got a Panamic, but okay, I hate it when camera operators use these, these Steadicam type rigs, but this is an easy rig, so it comes up over. It looks like a scorpion tail, and it holds the camera. There's a Ronin on there too, so boom operator has to get up and over that through a door, but he seems to, he's backing up through another door, yet staying very smooth with that Panamic boom pole. And he is now going in and smoothly traveling with him. I mean, he's staying high, but that could be for the lighting. I'm not going to complain about that. We don't really have any audio on that video, but that was kind of cool. A first-person perspective of what it is to be a boom operator and to follow the dialogue. There was a woman who was basically with her baby. She probably wasn't saying a whole lot, but I don't know. Couldn't hear the dialogue. But those kind of videos are cool too, because you see a first-person view of what it's like to boom, in a walk and talk or something like that. Now, granted, it wasn't a very fast move, but it was very smooth. I like those. Okay, we got ourselves a white room with one light source over the actors. We'll kind of have a boom operator nice and close, and the dolly is moving away. I would actually face the dolly if he's okay. He paused. So there was obviously something lighting-wise that he was pausing. He lifted up the boom force, so it's probably the light right there from the window. No, because he comes down right as the window is passing. Now, you got to be careful when you're going in line with the light. Like right now, he lifts it up again. He comes back down, and he's missing some of the dialogue. And now he's crossing that light that's in the ceiling. So I would be facing the dolly, so that way I always know what it's doing. I mean, he's doing a good job with it. But the fact that he's not booming consistently the entire time and not getting all that dialogue kind of is a little bit concerning to me. I don't know what he's getting there, but you need consistency with it whenever you're booming. So I would say a sound mixer would probably prefer to just play a lav if it's not going to be consistent, all the way through. And there were definitely some of those lines that you saw the guy talking and the boom was nowhere near him. But the fact that the camera kind of went around the back and right as it was passing by one of those lights, he went vertical, tells me that there was obviously something in the way, because he did not stay with the dolly the entire time. He actually paused, let the dolly go on around, and then he caught up with it. So I don't know if that was, I don't know if it was for lighting reasons or if it was for shadow reasons or if it was just because, at that point, there could have been a bunch of different reasons for it. It could have been a reflection. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell these kind of things, but that was kind of a cool video. I would have done some things different personally, but, hey, I wasn't there. I don't know the situation. Feet in the background. Oh, okay. So they're doing orchestra, and they have booms all over the place. Okay. You missed it. Yeah, there you go. Hit him in the head for that one. I completely agree with this. Oh, geez, look at all the music sounds better on digital radio. Okay, funny. I don't need to comment. Okay. Car driving down the road, boom operator on top. So what are you getting? What is he pointing the boom at? Is there actors right up in front of him? Okay, so what are you booming, dude? Okay, the wind protection is not going to be strong enough. Just like you're hearing on the camera, it's not going to be strong enough to actually withstand anything. You're not getting anything. If anything, from this angle, and what he's actually getting is just going to be the dialogue, or not the dialogue, the sound of the vehicle that he's traveling in. He's not getting anything from the road. So completely useless for him to even do what he's doing. Plant the thing and go get yourself some crafty. Okay, so we have a boom operator and we have a dolly coming under a door. Oh no, the boom operator. Oh, look at that. There's another boom on the other side. So they're going to be doing a handoff. So he's handing off from the other room into this room, and he's staying downstream of the lighting right there. Hey, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool little handoff thing. So we had one boom operator on one side of the door, and since he couldn't draw back because the boom down on the I wish they wouldn't call it a boom, but unfortunately you could say arm down if you want to, but everyone always calls it a boom on these dollies. But it booms down and travels in through the door, and it was too tight for them to be able to get a consistent audio track on the people that were going in the door. So what they did is they had another boom operator, a second boom operator, carrying the dialogue on the other side of the door, on the closed side. So they probably put the utility or the non-primary boom, or at least I would, at the beginning. So that way you caught just the beginning few seconds before it goes into the door. And then after that, it becomes the primary boom operator for the rest of the scene. But I like those videos too. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at a scene from a boom op in the shot. That was interesting. We should watch that one again.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So at the very beginning of the video, it was paused. So this is obviously from Video Assist, because if you're looking at the actual footage, it would first of all not be crooked, and it would not be, it would not say rec and all the different, it wouldn't talk about, everything you're looking at on the screen right there, the battery indicators and the white balance and the, manual focus and all this kind of stuff. So this is obviously a video assist monitor that we're looking at. And they hit play right at the very beginning of the video. So it's them playing back the clip from this point when the boom operator obviously entered. Now, if I were to guess, I would say this is probably funny because the boom operator was not informed that Steadicam was changing the move. Camera changed the move, and the boom operator was expecting something different. Like maybe perhaps the camera was supposed to go the other way. Like maybe there was a previous take where the camera went, the other way, like to the woman who's on camera, went to her right shoulder and she walked away. But instead, it went and turned the other way towards the boom operator. And so that's why he looked so puzzled. So that would be my assumption at least. I don't know the situation, but I've been in situations like that where nobody tells me anything, and all of a sudden the Steadicam operator does something different on take 6 that he never did before. And I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, and all I can do is, since I'm down the barrel, just kind of look at him and shake my head, looking right at the lens, like, you idiot. You just boned me. But that's the kind of stuff that happens all the time. I'm going to watch it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, his expression's really weird. Like he was waiting for something, and then he realized he was on camera and he ran back. So it's kind of puzzling. Like there could have been a second boom op even. And the primary boom operator was following her. And then he was the second boom operator covering someone else that was going to be down the barrel over the woman in white shoulder. I don't know. It gives a lot of potentials there that could have been the case. But the big takeaway to me when I look at this thing, based on my experience, is that they changed something up on the boom operator and didn't bother telling him. So of course he's going to be down the barrel and caught. Okay, we have a boom operator traveling with his back to the... Okay, hold on a second. Let's do that one again. Boom operator is walking with his back. Yeah. See, this is why I always say you need to face the camera when you're a boom operator. He is traveling with his back to the direction he's moving. Now, there could be a reason, like they could be going around another turn and it's just more convenient. But those kinds of things, when they're in the way, those are safety, issues, because you have to have, the things in the shot that make sense. But a Steadicam operator is never going to see something like that. They're going to be watching the actors. And if the people are watching the show and saying, oh, look at that, there was a pig trough or whatever that thing is over there, and for some reason it was moved for the Steadicam shot, you've lost them. They've missed the mark. They totally failed on delivering an entertaining, show. If people are looking at little things on the ground and saying, oh, well, I'm missing that. That's shouldn't have been there. So if I were the boom operator, I would have asked if we can move this, because you can see the Steadicam's moving back. There's somebody right behind the dolly grip, the guy in the red right here. He is actually spotting. I don't know what he's holding up there, but he is spotting for the Steadicam operator. Now, the boom operator's back is to the camera. He's walking backwards. No one else over there cares what in the world is going on, but watch this. He completely backs up. He hits the thing and falls over. And now the boom is actually like hitting this dude. So this was unsafe for a lot of situations, a lot of reasons. Yeah, he hit that guy really hard. I mean, this poor dude gets walloped with the boom. Check that out. This dude. So this is one of those accidents that could have been avoided if they would have just removed the obstacles in the way. Maybe they were shooting the rehearsal. Maybe they were just like, let's see what we get. Those are the kind of things that quite often could be avoided, usually through experience. A boom operator would say, look, if we're on this size, I'm going to have to go through there. Are we going to miss this? Can we move this thing? Or you really need it for some reason? Usually that would be like if an actor is going to be interacting with it, or, oh, look at the pigs in there eating, or something like that. And then you'd have animals. Oh, yay. But those are the kind of things that when, I've been in those situations. There was one time I even had a first AD that said, we were doing a walk and talk, Jennifer Love Hewitt backing up. She was on the cell phone walking through like an airport and then backs onto an escalator. And they insisted on, this is the day in the days before LED fixtures, they had a bunch of stingers with electricians pulling back on this light that they were using to illuminate Jennifer Love Hewitt. And so there was the Steadicam operator, the dolly grip, there was me, and then there was a bunch of electricians behind, there was the guy that was holding the light like a boom over, and then there was a bunch of electricians paging the cable behind. And because there were so many electricians, because there were not battery operated fixtures back then, they ended up backing up and jamming up on the escalator. I backed into them, and I had a dolly grip basically push me out of the way because the Steadicam operator was coming. So those things are just unsafe. At that point, guess who they got rid of? The first lady walked over there and said, boom op, you're out. So they kicked me out, even though I wasn't the problem there. It was all the electricians that were there. And they didn't have to do it that way and page the thing back. It could have easily been one electrician because there was two escalators side by side. And I was running my cable hardlined, but it was running directly down the middle, and I had my utility at the top paging it back. So very easily, it could have been one of those things where we had the cable lined up and it was being retracted, but they do the same thing with the electrical cable, but they didn't do that. So I got kicked out. My point here is it's always the boom operator's fault, even when it's not. And in this case here, experience would have told him that he probably should have checked and had that thing move, or they should have at least rehearsed it or something along those lines. Because I feel bad for the guy that fell, the boom operator. I feel also bad for the guy that he hit with the boom. A boom operator on a horse? What in the world is going on here? Okay, they have a rickshaw there with a camera operator on it, and a boom operator on a horse? What on earth? I mean, it's a traveling ladder, I guess. Oh, there is someone controlling the horse, moving the horse. Okay, that's cool. I mean, to the circumstances. Boom operator is sitting sideways on that's a hard angle if you're not sitting sideways. I mean, hey, if it works, it works. It wasn't fast. I thought it was going to be like a running horse or something like that. But that was really confusing to me for a second, just trying to figure out what that boom operator was doing on a horse. But hey, I've boomed from weird things too. Quite often. I boomed from condors. I boomed from, ladders. I boomed from on top of buildings, or I boomed down from the upper floor of a building too. Platforms and all kinds of weird stuff. But I can honestly say I've never boomed from a horse. Huh. Oh yeah. Well, this is the reality that always happens. You have, all right, so this is a GIF. So you have a boom operator running, just trying to keep a boom over the people that are running also straight towards the camera, which is being driven by a guy in an electric vehicle. And it's a remote head. So the camera it looks like a space cam? It's kind of hard to tell on the small screen, but there's something, and it's a stabilized, remote head, and the camera's up there. So you have a camera operator someplace just watching the footage coming, transmitted over to him. And he's just sitting there probably half spaced out, just watching, on the monitor, and you have a focus puller right next to him. In the meantime, the boom operator is getting all the cardio. So this is one of those unfair things. And if I were the boom operator on that show, I would have wanted to just plant something underneath, because first of all, if there's an electric vehicle, you're going to going all over the place. You're never going to get anything that's really usable. Granted, what he's doing with the boom is going to be right over the actors. I mean, more power to him for doing this. But I've done these kinds of things before, and what I always end up doing is rigging something that comes off of the EV, electric vehicle, and points, usually underneath the camera, either down, pointed upwards, or a couple of times I'll use the ultralight plant arm, and which is available at Film Tools, and I'll put it up high and angle down. So I mean, there's different ways of doing it, but I mean, you're not really going to get a whole lot of useful stuff because those EVs are really loud and they're zipping all over the place. But I mean, the fact that the boom operator is running with them, it shows that he's dedicated. So I mean, more power to him, man. I mean, that's honestly probably going to get you the best possible results, but it is certainly exhausting because they're just going to do it over and over again until the camera gets the move right or the driver gets it right or whatever. But those things are the reality of a boom operator. Oh, I know exactly what this one is. Okay, so this is from Atlanta. It's an outtake. And my friends, okay, if you watch this footage first, I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so my friend Sully, that's who that is right there. He was boom operator at the time. Now he's a sound mixer. But what Sully was doing was he was doing this walk and talk. Now, Atlanta moves fast, and they don't always rehearse everything, and they just kind of do things quickly. And this was a sequence where they were backing up, on a walk and talk, and Sully backed into the wrong place. And at that point, he knew instantly he was in trouble because he had nowhere to go. And so he just started shaking his head. The actor saw what was going on with him, obviously broke up laughing because it was hilarious. And the Steadicam operator decided to include Sully in the shot. I don't know how this clip made it to the internet, but it did. And my friend Sully is right here. So Sully knew at this point that he was in the frame. So he dropped the boom knowing that he was totally messed up. And so he just shook his head because what else can you possibly do? Take was busted. So I don't know what the details were there. I don't remember what Sully told me. It was a few years ago. But hey, man, accidents happen. And on fast-paced shows, if you don't rehearse or something like that, things are really going to bound to happen. And boom operators go the wrong places. Sometimes you'll hit something and you'll just quickly think that you're where you are spatially is different, and you'll go the wrong way around a chair or something, and then all of a sudden be in a panic. You'll go, oh man, where do I go? Because, I mean, it happens. It happened to me just this last Friday, and I kept going around a chair the wrong way, and it kept putting me right behind the camera operator as opposed to next to the director where I was going to try to be. But anyway, there you have it. Those were some fun videos from Facebook that were related to boom operators. Some of them had sound, some of them didn't. The point here is we had fun. And granted, a lot of the times you can't tell what's going on when you watch these kinds of videos because there could have been a plant someplace, and that's why a boom operator was so far above or to the side. Also, if there's two actors on the side, he or she is cueing between the two of them, there could be a still picture taken right in the middle of them, and you're like, why would the boom operator be 8 feet between, the two people that are talking? Well, it could be because there was a 3-second gap between their lines and plenty of time to swing over. Who knows? The point here is don't be too judgmental when you see a video or you see a picture of somebody booming online, even though it is kind of fun to look at and laugh at. Like if you're on Facebook, there's a group called WTF Are You Booming? And that group has some really funny pictures in there. And sometimes they're just people that you have no idea what in the world they're booming. And some of them are, really, really bad. But anyway, regardless, if you had fun with this video, then, let me know, because these were just the Facebook videos that I've saved over the course that I show in the real world classes that I teach. I teach, classes, and I'll show video clips or something like that. And I don't always know what, I'll pull from this folder and rename it something for my class folder. And so I don't always remember what these videos are until I look at them. But if you're interested, I can go back and pull some more sound related videos, or maybe not necessarily boom operator related, but just funny sound videos in general. And if you're interested in something like that, tell me down in the comments. But thanks for watching this episode of Sound Speeds. Be sure to tune into the future. Tune in the future for more stutters, completely things that should have been edited, bad grammar, and of course, sound advice. Have a question you'd like answered or want to add something? Be sure to write it in the comment section down below. You can also make a suggestion for future topics of discussion. Again, comment section down below, or you can email me at soundspeeds@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on future sound advice.